Hello everyone, welcome back to the weekly PIB analysis. This is Divya Kawatra and from the Drishti IAS channel I'm coming to you with weekly PIB analysis as promised, and this time we are doing from 8th June to 14th June. That is our weekly coverage. All right, we will be doing as per the trend, we will be doing polity, international relations, science tech, economy, environment, and all these segments. All right, we are starting with our first segment. Are you all ready? All right, let's start with our first segment. We are starting with polity and we'll cover one by one each news and see prelims oriented, mains oriented, etc. structures, what are there and why the particular topic is important. All right, shall we start? Okay. So in polity segment, the first news that we have is the 11th Governing Council meeting of NITI Aayog. So 11th Governing Council of NITI Aayog happened in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, where the main theme was inclusive human development, focusing on Viksit Bharat 2047. Inclusive human development, that was the basic theme of this project, right? Of this particular council. Okay, so now it was attended by CMs, lieutenant governors, administrators of all the 28 states and 5 UTs, and it was first time when the chief ministers of all 28 states participated in the meeting. That's why it is a little bit more significant, because this was the first time that this happened and it becomes a statement for you in the prelims. Yeah, exactly. So PM also noted that when all the economies in the world are declining, Indian economy has proven itself that we are still growing, we are still working, and this is quite an achievement. Okay, yes, so he's emphasized that we need to further strengthen our resolve towards self-reliance, and we want to make sure that there is the importance of adopting and implementing global best practices, right? Especially we are focusing on renewable energy sector. Okay, that was the highlight of the meeting that was for the first time attended by all the CMs. Okay, all right. Second news we have is the report on data sets for State Finance Commission that has been released. So a report on data sets has been released for State Finance Commissions, which is identified as an essential data set. Why do we need it? Because State Finance Commission needs that across all fiscal, demographic, governance, infrastructure, etc. So the committee has come up with a recommendation. They have proposed that we need to develop panchayat level fiscal databases separately, right? Panchayat level fiscal databases are separately necessary to make sure that we have separate State Financial Commission cells. We have dedicated State Financial Commission cells that are working within the state government, so that the accounting framework, adaptation, everything can be standardized for local government as well, right? For that, we need to do this. We need to take this step and create separate structures, and we have a manual, State Finance Commission manual, that will support these future commissions to come up with the structures, right? So the report is expected to serve as authoritative reference. Everybody will use that. Local public finance will use that. In India as a path towards Viksit Bharat 2047. That is all we talk about. Viksit Bharat 2047. Viksit Bharat 2047. Do you have any idea why 2047? Why 2047? Because in general, the studies say that the demographic dividend power that India has, we will only be able to harness it until 2047. After that, our nation will start becoming a dependent one, a dependent nation where our demographic dividend power will have been done with, right? That's why 2047. Okay, State Finance Commission, which is constituted under Article 243(1) of the Constitution, I of the Constitution, mandated that we have financial positions of the Panchayati Raj institutions and the recommended principles for fiscal devolution also to local government. So we have to do that. We have to devolve major fiscal structures to government. Okay, yeah, this was about our polity news. Moving on to our international relations. Number one, visit of Prime Minister to France, where we have taken up the India-France Innovation Roadmap 2030. We are aligning in AI, we are aligning in industries, we are aligning in renewable energy, we are aligning in critical minerals. We're also aligning in sharing person to person, because student exchange is also happening. And we are aligning in setting up universities, also setting up research centers also, like one of the research centers being set up at Kanpur, a very important one that is being set up at Kanpur, that is National Center for Excellence for Skilling in Aeronautics and Allied Sectors. So we are working on aeronautics. that will be set up in Kanpur. This will be done with the help of France, right? We are expanding the possibilities of real-time payment interface. UPI will be entering France through India. Okay. Yes, we are doing this. We are doing this. Adoption of roadmap, then joint AI workshops, then skilling in aeronautics, setting in Kanpur, and UPI integration also. Next, we are setting up mechanisms for doubling bilateral trade in the next 5 years. We want our bilateral trade to be doubled, just doubled in the next 5 years, so that we have economic, financial dialogues and better relations, right? Yeah. Other than that, we have institution on economic security dialogue. Then there was this declaration. What declaration was made? That will have cooperation on railway, high-speed railway development in India also. And general security agreement is also there. Why? Because they say that there is a letter of intent between ISRO and CNES that will have cooperation in the microgravity research and human space exploration. While we are doing this, we see that interests of India and France are aligning. And if the interests are aligning, naturally, we are moving towards a same path. We are moving towards the same target. And that's why India and France are building friendship this time. We're not just building bilateral ties. We are building friendship this time. Please remember that we are creating friendship, because we only have one friend, that is Russia. And that's not working. That's not working. I mean, Russia is always supportive and we have good relations. But the fact is that we need more allies in the world so that our interests are catered to, because right now just Russia was there as a friend. That's why US was able to target us very easily, because it only had to target one nation through Russia, right? Yeah. If we have multiple alliances, that becomes difficult. US won't be able to do that, right? So we need multi-alliance here, and we are moving towards that. We are moving towards that, and we are focusing on France, because France and India have been doing this a lot, right? Joint exercises will also be there. Joint exercises like Varun, Garud, Shakti, Frenjex. We have joint exercises with France. Okay. Yeah, please remember our joint exercises, because we are becoming good friends. Joint exercises become important, right? What are the joint exercises India and France have together, right? India and France have together. We have Varun, that is the naval exercise. Please remember that. And after that, we have Garud. Okay. After Varun, we have Garud. Garud exercise, we all know, very common, Air Force, right? Yeah. What is the exercise we have with the army? What exercise do we have with the army? Shakti. Okay. With army, we have Shakti exercise. And lastly, we have Frenjex. Joint humanitarian exercise. Okay, these are the exercises that we have here in disaster relief and humanitarian assistance. Clear? Between India and France. Remember the exercises. Moving forward, we have BRICS Indore Declaration. BRICS agriculture ministers and official meetings was held. Where was it held? In Indore. And that's why we have Indore Declaration. This is how the meeting was being held. And we have Indore Declaration. And in terms of Indore Declaration, several historic decisions have been taken that are giving new directions to food security. Why? We're saying that there are countries, BRICS, that represents nearly half of the countries, half of the world's population. They have 42% of global agricultural land. Okay. Altogether, we have 42% of global agricultural land. We contribute nearly 42% of the world's food grain production as well. And therefore, collective voice has effect. Yes? Yeah. What are we doing? The entire process has discussion on food security, promotion on agricultural trade, regenerative farming and climate resilient farming, strengthening innovation, technology, partnership in the agriculture sector. That's what we have agreed upon in the Indore Declaration that was held in Indore based on BRICS collaboration. Clear? Yes? Okay. Moving on, Global Coalition for Social Justice. We are taking Coalition for Social Justice Coordination Group meeting. On 11 June, this happened. They participated in the coordination group meeting of the Global Coalition for Social Justice, which was held on the sidelines of 114th International Labour Conference. On the sidelines of 114th International Labour Conference. Where was it held? In Geneva, Switzerland. Okay. Now, this coalition, it was established in 2023 by ILO, International Labour Organization, multi-stakeholder platform, which is designed to strengthen multilateral cooperation Why? Because we want to bring together a wide range of partners that are working on the same cause. What is the same cause? That is regarding the social justice. That is regarding global coalition for social justice. Yeah, exactly. Moving on to our next segment, we are done with IR. Moving on to the next segment, that is science and technology. Science and technology. What do we have? Bharat Innovates. Bharat Innovates is one of the results of India-France meeting, where we came up with Bharat Innovates. Why? Because this was being held in France. In France, multiple startups were coming, where Indian startups were allowed to come. Across 500 investors, global investors were taking part in it through France relations as well. And those global investors are going to invest in the startup ideas that Indian startups are going to present there. That way, our startups will have investments, India will have investors, and there will be a long-term, strong relationship that will be building. And that way, our startups will also get a boost, our new ideas will also get a boost, our innovations will get a boost, and India-France relations will improve, and global investors will see what India has to offer on a very huge platform, right? That is Bharat Innovates 2026 for you. That was done in France, right? Yeah. So it was a 3-day event that brought together deep tech startups, innovators, etc. India's premier deep technology at global stage represented 120 path-breaking setups. Over 20 institutes took part here. 13 critical technology pillars were built here, and over 350 top investors were coming here. Venture capitalists also across the world, and that way startups meet investors. Yeah, that is Bharat Innovates. Next, we have India's space economy. India's space economy, we have reached $45 billion. $45 billion in the next decade. Over 400 space startups are driving the next phase of growth. And why this is an achievement and one of the most significant achievement? Because between science and society, citizens are generally becoming a good stakeholder here, right? Yes. India is moving towards that. And while missions like Chandrayaan-3 have established India among world's leading spaces, but still there are initiatives like PM Gati Shakti, right? And Amrut urban development programs. They are demonstrating how India is using space technology for better governance. That is the key initiative. Using space technology for better governance, for monitoring the structures, monitoring the projects, infrastructure projects. That is amazing. That is amazing. And that's why science, startups and state technology are becoming a pillar of India's growth. Yeah, exactly. Next, we have sound waves and next generation computing. So what has happened is there has been a new mechanism that has been spotted by the researchers. Okay, researchers have spotted a new mechanism where what you do is that you generate and control spin currents using sound waves. You see this, right? Whatever is spinning, you do that through the sound waves. Whenever there is a rise and fall in the sound, you see this jumping jack that is happening. Yes, you use that to create a movement. Sound waves that reduce energy consumption, right? Their potential application in quantum computing, and that's why they can be the next new thing. Okay, yeah. So there's a growing demand for faster, smaller, more energy efficient devices, and this can be your answer. This can be your answer because it is not even going to generate much heat, and there will be no energy loss because there is no thermal structure included, right? No heat structure included, only the sound base that rises and falls, right? Exactly. So this promising direction, we call it spintronics. What do we call it? Spintronics. Using the sound waves, information is carried by a spin instead of electric charge. Wherever we have chips, electromagnetic chips, semiconductors installed. From one chip to another, they are connected. That's how the information gets passed. Now they're saying that we don't need that because that is electric charge. Electric charge creates heat. We need space for that, right? Space is required. Heat management is required. We can get rid of all that because of spintronics. How so? Because in this we have no magnetic disturbances, no heat creation. They're only doing this because there is very low energy loss. As such, there is no such movement, only this. No heat also, right? So researchers from Nanoscience and Technology, Mohali, which is an autonomous institute, they have given this new mechanism, whereas to generate and control magnon-based spin currents, right? Spin wave excitations, that is magnon-based, not electron-based. Magnon-based, not electron-based. using surface acoustic waves. Surface acoustic waves, that are the waves, the sound waves, okay, that we will be using to transfer information. Is that clear? Yes? Yeah. So we have come up with this new technology, sound waves, that will give us next generation computing. All right? Okay. Now, before we move forward to our next topic, I hope this one was clear. So we have an ISGS Foundation course, live online classes from Karol Bagh and Noida Center for both English and Hindi media. You'll be getting 400 structured classes, subject-wise notes for prelims as well as mains. Now, both we will be getting evaluation of mains answers on daily practices, right? AI-powered learning, 24 mains test evolutions, and the star of the project is all this you'll be getting for 3 years, not just 1 year, 3 years. Right, prelims test series, current affairs classes, current affairs magazines, you'll be getting for 3 years. All right, yeah. Join the course, and if you have any confusion, call us on 87501-87501. Okay, all right. Moving forward to our next category, that is economy. In terms of economy, we've seen she-marts. Okay, what are she-marts? Let's understand. Very simple. Like we have D-Mart, so R-Mart, now we have She-Mart. So She-Mart would be 700 She-Marts are being created in 1,000 districts where fulfillment centers will be there with 6 crore Lakhpati Didis. Okay, with 6 crore Lakhpati Didis will be created through this. Why are we doing this? Rural Development Review Marketing Initiatives are there under DAY NRLM. Under the NRLM that is calling for market access for women-led enterprises. We should have more and more women-led enterprises, and that's why we are doing this. 700 She-Marts will be set up, like Mart, right? Mart is Mart, the grocery and everything that you have, supermarkets sort of structure. She-Mart, women entrepreneurs will be there. That's the difference. Okay, yeah. So this was informed that establishment of 700 She-Marts will be there, 1,000 in the 1,000 districts will be there. And self-help group-led enterprises will be proposing this department, right? Yeah. They will propose to set up in high potential commercial locations. They will find good locations, good forward and backward market linkages. Everything will be set up, and they will learn how to manage that business, and that way the entrepreneur chain will continue. Yeah. Yes. So we want to create Lakhpati Didis. All right. Yeah. Moving forward, we have Global Wind Day. Global Wind Day that is celebrated on June 15. On June 15, 2026, which is done in Goa under the theme Wind Energy from Ambition to Acceleration. Okay. Yes. It is bringing together senior representatives from all the departments like CEA, SECI, ERDA, NIWE, all the stakeholders in the wind energy that are working in India. All of them are being brought together. Okay. Why are they being brought together? Because India's national offshore wind energy policy is working on this, right? And this policy is giving us results as well, because majority of the areas where India is ranking good, because wind energy is good in India, right? Yeah. So estimated gross wind power potential is 695.5 gigawatt. And India ranks 4th globally. Already the capacity that we have installed. Wind potential is concentrated in 8 states majorly. In Rajasthan, we have 284. Please remember the sequence. In Gujarat, we have 180. Maharashtra, we have 173. Karnataka, we have 169. In Andhra, we have 123. And Tamil Nadu, we have 95. Madhya Pradesh, 55. And Telangana, 54. Yes. The vast resources have a strong foundation. So we can move from 100 gigawatt. We have a target of 2030. And then 156 gigawatt by 2030. These are our targets. Right now, the installed capacity has increased from 21 gigawatt to 56 gigawatts in March, right? Which is quite an increase, 2.6-fold increase. We are working towards that because we have already conceptualized our solar potential. Now we are moving towards wind potential. Yes, exactly. So India has recorded highest ever annual wind capacity addition of 6.05 gigawatts, which has surpassed obviously the previous standards. So it is doing very good. All right. Yeah. Moving on to the next topic, that is Digi Dukaan. Digi Dukaan, as the name suggests, digital Dukaan. What Dukaan? The normal kirana stores you see, do you see them dying? Do you see their relevance decreasing? Yes, because of only online orders and whatnot. Yes. Yeah. So now they have thought that why not revive them into digital structure? If they cannot do that on their own, many of the chains have done that and they've started selling on Swiggy, Instamart, and giving them, blockchains and selling online. They've done that, but most of them have not been able to integrate into the new system. To help them do that, we are coming up with DigiDukaan. They will get accustomed to that. They will be given all the technology. They will be taught all that so that their transition is easy, and that way they will also start gaining more, and our dukans will be preserved. Business will be preserved and people won't go out of business. So Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade has collaborated with Open Network for Digital Commerce, that is ONDC. They have come up with the Bharat Commerce Chintan Shivir. Bharat Commerce Chintan Shivir, that was taking place on 12th June 2026. This brought together leaders from consumer goods companies, distributor networks, etc., why they want to have digital transformation of India's general trade ecosystem, right? Yes. So this is their initiative for B2B procurement, right? So these Kiryana stores, they will have B2B procurement, business to business procurement, digitizing their structures, right? They will have efficient value chains. They will have Kirana stores. They will improve their margins through direct procurement. If it is bought directly, they will have good margins, right? Yeah. For distributors, it will facilitate wider market reach. They won't have to give additional field costs. They send people on the field, give them their product, ask them to buy from them. No. Everything will be finished. Everything will be digital now. Yes. So there you can see the listed companies and automatically see their coverage as well. Clear? Yes. That is DigiDukaan for you. Next we have, I hope you understand DigiDukaan. Yes. If you have Kirana stores nearby you that are dying, let them know about this, help them go through this process. Quite a good initiative. Oilseeds Kisan Mitra. Sorry. Oilseeds Kisan Mitra. What is happening here? Oilseeds Kisan Mitra is a WhatsApp-based AI advisory service. So what will happen is, regarding oilseeds or oilseed production, there are many questions, and the quality of the oilseed, what is required, etc. So what they've done is they've created a WhatsApp-based AI service where multiple languages, all the Indian languages are accustomed here. That's why we are moving to WhatsApp, because AI doesn't have all Indian languages yet, right? So we are moving, giving WhatsApp as a mediator. AI, WhatsApp, farmer. Okay. The reason farmer is not directly going to the AI because language gap is there, technology gap is there, but WhatsApp everybody has come accustomed to, right? So what they've given a feature is that farmer will go on the WhatsApp, they will be given a number that you save under Oilseed Kisan Mitra name. You have a number, you save that number in your WhatsApp, and through that you will just have to type your query. You'll just have to type your query. You can give a voice note, clear voice note, or type your query in your local language, and that will be detected by the AI, and AI will answer you in the same language and give answer to all your queries that whatever you have for oil seeds. Yeah, exactly. It will be research-based knowledge, because these informations in the AI segment will be fed by research institutes of India, not random information, not random global information. It will be fed. The particular AI bot will have fed up information by the research centers of India. That way it will be authentic information, nothing here and there, no global informations, just particular need of Indian farmers. Yeah, they can access that on their mobile phones anytime, and that is how they will be doing this. Clear? Yes, that is Oilseed Kisan Mitra. Next, we have new IS standard, Indian standard, that is 20201 2026. This is what BIS, the Bureau of Indian Standards, Department of Consumer Affairs, that has given a new Indian standard, that is this. Why? This Indian standard is given to community seed bank management. Okay. So whatever management requires, if they have all the criteria, they will be given this standard mark. Like IS standard mark gives you quality assurance that this has Indian standard mark. This is up to the standards and you can buy this. Naturally, The seed bank management will also have this mark, and this is done by Biodiversity Sectional Committee. Why they have done this? It is a comprehensive management. Why? Because our community seed banks need a standardization so that they don't sell low quality seed. They will have high quality, climate resistant, drought resistant seeds, so that better quality seed, with that marking, we can see that this is a better quality seed, and that way we can buy this, right? There has to be a marking, otherwise we cannot believe somebody saying, okay, this seed is drought resistant, take it. You go home, you take it, you plant it, you take care of it, and then when drought happens, it dies. Where will you go? Where will you claim? Can you really prove that it is because of the seed that this crop is dead? We need a standard mark. That way a query can be raised on it, right? No fake seeds are given, no low quality seeds are given, and the high quality seeds, the price is also high. So if the farmer is paying high price, they should get that benefit, right? So now the standard mark will tell you whether the seed bank has high grade quality seeds, and if they do, they will also be marked. And these seeds will have unique traits like natural drought tolerance, disease resistance, high nutritional value, etc. Right? Exactly. That is what it will be offering, and this standard mark, this number, IAS standard, will be your identification thing, right? Clear? All right. Moving on to emergency credit line guarantee scheme, ECLGS 5.0. Emergency credit line. We have increased the money that we are giving to MSMEs and all these industries and startups through the emergency credit line scheme, so that we have given out of the total coverage 96% as issued by number, and 86% is totally guaranteed for MSME sectors. And that way the money goes to targeted sectors where we really want growth, where we really need startups, right? That is what they're doing. The recent thing is that they've just increased the money. Additional fund has been done. There even more will be done. 2,55,000 crore more will be invested here. Liquidity challenge will be covered from this, because liquidity challenge came because of West Asia crisis. So we will be covering that with this investment, so that startups, innovation, development, that doesn't stop in the nation. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Moving forward, we have Bhavya portal. Bhavya portal is like Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana. We have Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana. We are launching a portal for that, where what will happen is, government has asked various states to come up with their projects, like what kind of industry are you going to set up, how do you have the raw material for that, how much of land do you have available for industrial setups, for developments, for agriculture, what kind of land do you have. So states will come and put forward their proposals, and according to that, center will sit with them and see what project is beneficial, how we can utilize from that, and which project would be the best one to invest in, and they will start investing, right? That's how they will cater to this. Clear? That is how Bhavya portal will work, and they will register on the portal, submit their informations. Center will assess them, choose the states, choose the project, call them, discuss with them, and carry forward the project. Clear? Yeah. So this will become very simple, and it will obviously give industrial parks and investors and everything to these states also. Clear? Exactly. Moving on to the next category, that is environment. In environment, we have first of all Great Indian Bustard. Great Indian Bustard, the most critically endangered bird of India, and also the state bird of Rajasthan. That's why this project is being carried out along with the support of Rajasthan Forest Department also. Okay. So what we are doing is we are trying to preserve them. So 3 new chicks have been added, and that's how the stock has come to 94 birds. Stock has come to 94 birds. 26 chicks have been hatched in the 4th year continuously. And since it is a critically endangered bird, so it is also a flagship species. Okay, please remember, it is also a flagship species that gives preservation to the entire grassland ecosystem. Okay, that's how it is also important. And then we have GIB, one of the 4 bustard species: Lesser Florican, Bengal Florican, McQueen's bustard. We have 4 species: Lesser Florican, Bengal Florican, McQueen's bustard, and the 4th one, Great Indian Bustard, right? It is omnivorous, vulnerable to power line collisions, lack of frontal vision. They have a lack of frontal vision. That's why they just merge into the collide into the power lines and get a shock and die. That's why they've been dying consistently. And they're the heaviest bird to fly. They're the heaviest bird to fly. Remember that. Heaviest bird in the world to fly, right? Yes. Mainly found in Rajasthan's Thar Desert. Apart from that, some population is there in Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh also. All right. Under IUCN, protection is under critically endangered list. Critically endangered. And then we have CITES, because it is a migratory species also. We have it under CMS Appendix 1 also. And Wildlife Protection Act, because we are giving it such extensive protection under 1972 Act, Schedule 1. Okay. What are the conservation efforts that we have done for this? Project GIB, that was launched in 2018. Initiative of obviously the Ministry of Environment, but along with Rajasthan Forest Department. Okay. Rajasthan Forest Department. Please remember that. Clear? That is the great Indian bustard for you. Clear? All right. Next we have Agro Biodiversity Expert Committee. National Biodiversity Authority has constituted expert committee on agro biodiversity. Why we are doing this? Because it will give 1 year of time period. Okay, 1 year of time period where expert guidance will be given for conservation, protection, growth, etc. for all kinds of biodiversity, agricultural biodiversity that is happening. Expert committee will have important advisory body, and this has already been an advisory body under NBA since 2005, and over the years it has given many agricultural scientists and experts. They have come forward to give knowledge, access and support. So now 1 year time period is given so that you develop a plan. You develop a plan for the conservation and sustainable use and access benefit sharing of agricultural biodiversity. Yeah, that is the Agro Biodiversity Expert Committee. All right. Yeah, that was our discussion for the PIB Weekly. Let's see which all topics we have discussed, then we'll come to a few questions. We have discussed in Polity 11th Governing Council. Yes, we saw first time all the state CMs attended. State finance commissions, they're saying that local separate bodies and separate committees and structures for local government should be done. International relations, Prime Minister's France visit, roadmap for 2030, AI integration, etc. BRICS Indore Declaration, we've seen that for food security, especially an Indore Declaration has come. Global Coalition for Social Justice, a coordination group has been made where you'll be working on social justice. And in Science Tech, Bharat Innovates, we have startups going there in the France with global investors. India's space economy, we have been spending more and more and more in the space economy. Sound waves, next generation computing, no more heating, no electrons, only magnons. Yeah, exactly. Then we have economy, She-Mart, 700 She-Marts in 1,000 districts. Women entrepreneurs. Global Wind Day, wind energy, how we are relying on that, how we have multiple fold increase in that and a large capacity. Digi Dukan, digital Dukan, Kirana, digitization. Kirana stores, digitization. Oil seeds, Kisan Mitra, what was it? WhatsApp initiative, WhatsApp based AI initiative for in local Indian languages for them to have all the knowledge they need. Indian standards mark on seed banks, Emergency credit line guarantee scheme, more money has been put into this, so more investment can be given to MSME because their conditions have been critical because of the West Asia crisis. Bhavya portal, Audyogik Vikas portal, where states will come with their investment ideas, with their project ideas, and center will invest there. Global investors will also be invited. Environment project, Great Indian Bustard, critically endangered bird, state bird of Rajasthan, Rajasthan Forest Department involved. Omnivorous, vulnerable to lines. We are preserving them. We are trying to preserve their population. Agro Biodiversity Expert Committee suggesting on how we can move forward in the agro biodiversity region. That was our segment, and let's solve a few questions. I hope you understood all of that. You have a first question. You have to give us your answer in the comment section. All right. First question, that is, Great Indian Bustard is listed under which category of the IUCN Red List? A, endangered, B, vulnerable, C, critically endangered, D, near threatened. Second question, state finance commissions are constituted under which article of the Indian Constitution? Article 243G, 243H, 243I, 243Z. Give us your answer in the comment section. All right. Next question, consider the following statements. Number 1, India ranks 4th globally in installed wind power capacity. Second, Rajasthan is one of the major wind energy potential states in India. Which of the statements are correct? Give us your answer in the comment section. And that was our weekly PIB analysis. I hope this was clear. I hope you were able to understand all the topics because we've already read them. Right? We have daily news analysis also. You must know that. We have daily news analysis also, where we cover the Hindu and PIB news both at 8:30 a.m. And in that, we cover daily news, and weekly we compile PIB news and we bring that to you. This is the second weekly analysis that we have done for you. All right. The previous weeks has already been done. We will continue this weekly. I hope you found this beneficial and you had fun learning with us. That's all for today. Thank you so much for joining in. Take care. Bye-bye.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.